Hi everyone, I'm Chanel from Stamping Stilettos, and I am back after yet another break. Now, not all completely my fault this time. I have actually had a problem with YouTube, so my videos were not getting viewed, so I'm quite reluctant to be putting any up. So fingers crossed that it has been resolved, though I'm not sure, so we'll soon find out on that one. So anyway, I am back. I'm not going to go into why I was away and everything, just a lot going on. Have had a lovely holiday as well, so that's something that I've had going on. But meanwhile, I have been quite busy with my crafting still. But I have kind of changed direction a little bit. I mean, I was obviously doing my card tutorials, but I have now moved to journals more, like the altar journals, junk journals. And I must admit, I am thoroughly enjoying this journey for a couple of different reasons, really. You know, with the card making, I now have about 500 handmade cards that I just really do not know what to do with, let alone anything else. There's only so many cards one girl can have. But also I found with the journals that I'm using more of my, you know, craft stash, so to speak. You know, I'm using things that have sat in boxes for the couple of years that I was doing the card making. So actually, it's been more therapeutic in that way as well. So let me just show you some of the projects that I am working on at the moment. I have a journal that I've nearly finished that's going to be going in my Etsy shop. I have a custom journal that I am making, and I just wanted to share with you, and I thought we could do some craft alongs. You know, I have been inspired by a lot of people on YouTube, like Artie Mays, Tsunami Rose, you know, just a couple there, and you know, some of their kits I have used in here as well. But you just put your own spin and your own idea on them, very much into the vintage ephemera as well, but I will go through all that. So I wanted to really start with this little journal. Let me just see if I can move my light a bit nearer, because I've noticed we've got a little bit of a shadow going on there. Let me just try and move this a bit nearer and see if, oops, that's going to be a bit better. Oops. I don't know if that's better there. Right, okay. Sorry about the banging and clattering. So as I've just said, I have been away to Greece for 10 days. It was amazing. And, you know, I wanted a little travel journal to take with me. Last year, when I went away, I took my happy planners and just took too much stuff. I wanted something really light. Now, this is a little bit smaller than the longer travel journal, and this is just you know, to go in my handbag, and of course gorgeous, came with me. And this is just a you know, piece of cardstock, and then I've covered it with some of my wallpaper, you know, my wallpaper books that I've shown, and then some lace. And it's just two signatures. Was it two signatures? Yeah, it's two signatures. And it was really for just writing in, to be honest. I just wanted to keep a note of everything that I did, so that I can come back and put it in a bigger journal. So I have my lace tabs there, but this is really just coffee dyed paper, and oh, I've pinned that one, some little altered paper clips there, and just some ephemera that I've put in, but I never actually wrote on those. I just used the paper. I did have a little pocket there, and I think, you know, I've got lots of ephemera in the back here, which actually I didn't use, and then another little altered paper clip there. But this was really just to, and then a little pocket at the back, just to write in And you know, actually I got through 3/4 of the book, but it means that I can just go back and remember and then make a bigger journal, because I have lots of mementos and, you know, receipts and things, and that's another journal that I will be doing, but we won't go into that one right now. So that's my little travel journal. And then I have, let me just put those to one side. This is going to be called Parisian Rose, and this is a journal that will be going into my Etsy shop, and this is going to be very, very special in the way that, you know, this is my first proper finished, all singing, all dancing junk journal. So whoever gets this, it will have a fond place in my heart, because this was my first one and I'm so chuffed with how it turned out. I am going to replace this lace, because when I first did it, it had a bigger bow because it wasn't so full, but now it's got fuller. It's just it needs a bit more ribbon. So as these are eyelets tying it in, I can actually change this lace quite easily, so it's something we can do together. So this is just a card, you know, like a paper pack, and then I've just put lace on the spine of it, and I think this was this is just one signature, but it just seems so thick. It is really thick. It is one signature. And I've got, like I said, still quite a few bits to do in here, but we can do this together. And I just loved this this lace frill here. Absolutely love it. And the lace butterfly on the front. Now, funny story, this kind of came about through an accident, really, because I had the front bit a bit longer, and I'd done an eyelet, and I had the old style eyelet punch thing that looks like this, and I just don't have the strength in my hands to close it, so I kind of messed it up. So I had to cut off the side bit, and it was obviously shorter than the rest. So I thought, oh my goodness me, how can I correct that? Because I was going to have an eyelet there and there to do the closure like this one, you know, so it was on the edge. But I just ended up doing a wraparound instead, but it came about by accident. But actually, I just love this double lace frill that's on there. Now, like I said, you know, some of the printouts here are from freebies online. They're also from some of the kits that you can get, and I can't remember which one is which, but I downloaded some Tsunami Rose and some Artie May, so there's probably a mixture of both of them, but there's also a lot of other ephemera in here as well. So we just have a book page pocket here, and this is a piece of net curtain, and it's a flower cut out, which I'm going to glue down there, because I just think it goes lovely with the kind of rose theme here in this journal. Now there's a few of these postcards in here, and these were just from a pack from the range, and they were just all flowers, and I just thought they were just gorgeous. So I'm going to distress those up as well. So these are just little things that I've still got to do. And I think this is from one of the kits, but like I said, I can't remember which one it was from. And just some vintage ephemera that's been coffee dyed. And just a letter there. Excuse me, that's just going to be in there for you to journal on. So these need to be distressed, but we can go through this. And I'm going to have a coughing fit now. These are just some more cutouts from a kit, and all the paper in here has been coffee dyed. These were some die cuts that I actually got from a pack from the scrap store. So I'm going to be putting, I don't know what I was going to do. I was going to actually put that on there and make a little tuck spot. So that has to be, let me get my clip so I know that that's to be done. Here we just have a little postcard pocket there and another printable. They've all got to be distressed yet. And this is just some lovely, you know, DSP that I had. Again, more printables, and this is just a pocket with some ephemera in here. Lots for you to see. I'm probably one of these people that overfills a journal because I just love having all of these extra little bits and pieces to journal on. So if you find that my journals are too overfilled, then just take them out. I apologise. This is just coffee dyed and stamped, and this is quite funny because this when I did my coffee dye, and I do it in the oven, I dip it, soak it, and then take it out. And I'd run out of baking trays. I needed to get some new ones actually, which I now have. But I had like a pizza tray, and if you know, they've got holes in the bottom. And I thought, oh, I'd had a couple of bits left over that I just needed to dry. And I love the effect that actually had on this paper, so I left it. I actually really loved it. And this is thinner than, it's just not, it's like almost a grease proof kind of paper as well. It's got a really lovely texture to it. And then I have an altered paper clip, and I've just done some stamping there. And this is just a postcard, it needs to be inked up as well. And then we just got some lined paper. And then I have a book page pocket here, and I've got, see what I mean, I've just loaded it, look. And excuse me, we've got a long piece of ephemera in there. Now I haven't inked up all of these pages, I don't know, I kind of like the contrast. There's two more of these lovely postcards. We've got daffodil and delphinium, so let's pop those in there. And then we have another vintage postcard, printable, and another piece of ephemera there. And then here we've got another one, not in view, just on view there. Another postcard pocket, and I have a little bit of ephemera, which is an altered paper clip, which, isn't she beautiful? Oh, and by the way, for those of you that are very observant, you can see that one of my pages got put in wrong and the butterflies are upside down. So I do apologise. This is the only mistake in there, but I'm leaving it in because it shows my character and my flaws. And then we have some more ephemera, a bingo card, and just a little thing there. I have some lined paper. Now these, I have to fix this actually because this has fallen apart. This is, I've really got into collecting vintage photographs. So this is actually one of my vintage photographs, which I have copied it and just cut it out. And I'm trying to incorporate, now, okay, it's going to probably waffle on a little bit here. But I do love history, and I do love, definitely vintage photos, and seeing how other people lived and what they wore, and I just find them enchanting. And I just recently bought a huge box of vintage photographs, and they're quite old, some of them 1800s. And he's looking at these photos, and I actually got quite sad and thought, I have bought these because they have gone to a house clearance. They've come from a house clearance. So all of the relatives that had these photos, they've been passed down. And that was the end of the line for these photos. They've now gone to a house clearance and then sold on through eBay, etc. And these people, I would imagine all of them in this box have passed over, you know. And I didn't kind of want it to be the end of the road for these people. I wanted them to live on through my journals. So every journal of mine that I sell or I custom make, etc., it's going to have a bit of this, my vintage photos in there, because I kind of want these people to live on. And you will see through both of these journals how I've incorporated some of these people. So all of my journals will have you know, some of these people from my collection of vintage photos, and I just think that they're just so enchanting. So that I have to fix, but that's a just a tag, and we need to probably do another pocket or something. This is another one that I have made into an altered paper clip, and I mean, just look. Isn't she adorable? She's so lovely with her doll and her little frock, and oh, she's just beautiful. I didn't want them to just, I wanted them to live on. I'm sorry, I'm a soppy person. So there's lots of these in my journals. Now this is from a vintage flower book about herbs, etc. So let me just pop that back there. I did waffle a little bit there, didn't I? Okay. And then we have a just a pocket there, double pocket I should say, sorry, and some more ephemera, another one of those postcards. They all need to be distressed. And then look, this is another couple from my photos. And look, they were having a stroll in the park, and they're going to live on in my journal. Just look how beautiful they are. They were on the same photo, so I thought I can't split them up. So we have that. And then look, we have another one. Just, they're going to be popping up everywhere, I'm afraid. Now this is just a book page tag pocket. It's a double tag pocket, and we have this lovely charming gentleman there, and he kind of looks like a ticket officer. I'm probably going to be totally wrong here, but he kind of looks like a train driver or something, but he probably isn't. He probably is something much smarter than that, but I just loved him. So he's there in the book as well. And then we have some more ephemera there as well. Oh, okay, that went behind, didn't it? Duh. And that goes in there. And then look, see, they're everywhere. Oh, just love them. This lovely little girl. Just so beautiful. And this is just a little mini book that's attached, and it's got coffee dyed paper with some sheet music, and that's just fixed in there. And then this I just love. This is just a pocket here. And then this is another one of the photos, and this is like a Project Life book, but what I've done, I will do a tutorial on making these, because they are just super easy to make, and they are just covered in book page pockets. This is from I think an encyclopedia. Some more printable ephemera, and then some coffee dyed paper, and then I've just put some lace and some trim. This is one of my photos. I was going to Mod Podge it, but I kind of like the look on this one. And then just some sheet music and some cheesecloth there, and then I just folded this over to go in here, and I really loved how that turned out. And then look, I'm sorry, I know they're everywhere but look, isn't she lovely? Now actually she is the same lady that is in this tag, wherever she's gone. She's hiding from me. That is actually the same lady, doing two different poses there. I found 2 of the photos together, so I've kept her in the book again, and this is just a little altered clip, and then this is just book page pocket. So I don't have an awful lot much more to do on this journal, to be honest. I've just got a few bits and pieces to do. Another double book page pocket, and I have sewn it on the sewing machine and done a little fold there, and then we've just got a little piece there. And then we have the center of the signature, and then actually this was probably one of my favorite photos. A lady, Victorian lady, walking her child on the beach, and I've just turned this. It's just a Project Life size card, and I've just covered it. This is from Tom Brown's School Days, and I've just covered it with the book page, and then just some hessian and a button and some lace, and that just fits in there like that. And this is a double kind of pocket, tag pocket, and that's just got some vintage ephemera with lace on there and some seam binding. I love this ruched seam binding. Just love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm just quite addicted to this stuff here. Love it. And this is just an envelope, and it's just got a little it's just a little book there, and I've not done anything with that really, so I've just popped that on there and just put some lovely trim and lots of pages to do some journaling. We have just the lace tabs, and then more book page pockets. I think this is a triple. Well, actually it's a 1. You've got 1 bit there for another one of your cards, Lily of the Valley. So 1, 2, 3, you've got 3, and then 4 pockets here. So lots and lots of pockets to put your goodies in. See, look. And then here I have another postcard, which I'm not sure where to put that one. And then I have another altered paper clip, and this one just got a lovely butterfly and a ticket. And this is just holding another postcard on there. Now I have actually doubled, there's 2 pages there, but I've put them together as double because that's quite thin paper. And then we have a lovely mother and daughter, I presume, another one of my photos, and I've put some of this lace neck curtain, which we've got in the front of the book, and a gorgeous flower. And that's just a tag there, because this is another pocket with a lovely bow and more of these postcards. And then I'm going to tuck that in there. And then I found this as a die cut, which I'm going to, I think I'm going to put some lace on there and then cut that down and put that in there and just distress that. So that's something to be done as well. So let me get a paper clip so I remember to do that. So not much to do in this book at all. Like that. And then this is just stamped up. Got a couple of pages there, and then we have another book page pocket, and this actually has, no, it's just the pockets here, so 1, 2, 3 again, and then some trim on that. I didn't do an awful lot on this one, and like I said, I didn't actually distress these, which maybe next time I will, but I'm okay with that. And then we have a couple more pages, and then we have the back of the book, which has just got a doily and a fold over pocket with a couple bit more bits of ephemera there. So this is my first ever for sale junk journal, and like I said, I will be finishing this off and showing you what I do with it as well. So this one needs finishing, and this should be on my Etsy store in the next couple of days once I finished it, but you'll see the video for that. Now, I do have a another journal to show you, which is this one here, which is actually a custom one, and this is in the early stages of being made. So let's have a quick look through this, and then we can get on and work with this. This is a soft cover again, and this is decoupaged, lots of different photos from the person who I'm making it for, and then some lovely, she's very colourful, so I decided to make this very, very colourful. So these are 2 pages that I have finished. Now, she really loves flamingos. It's very personal to her, so there's quite a lot of flamingos, and there isn't an actual theme with this journal because, you know, she's a very interesting lady and she has lots of different interests, and I just wanted it to be little bits of her. So that's why there's no real sort of major theme in here. I love the Parisian sort of vintage look, and then these butterflies obviously tie in with the lace here, and I've just popped them in there, and we've just put some lace on here and some trim, and I've put some book page pocket on the underside of that to make it more interesting. And then here we have another one of my vintage people. I need to find a name for them because they are going to live on in my books for sure. So this is another one of my lovely charming gentlemen, and this was just from a little antiques book, a book of antiques. So I just cut this out, this little bit of ephemera, and I just thought that worked really well behind there. Look, Hibbo, and look, he's there in the book. So that was a page that has been finished. This page hasn't been finished. Now, you might think, well, these do not really go with the vintage look. These are her paintings, and I've just printed them out and put them in the book. So, you know, this is her artwork. So we have some of that in here. And that was sewn in. And then I've done some, these are tea stain, coffee dyed. And then I've just done some stenciling, more of her flamingos. Now, she does a lot of upholstery and does vintage shabby chic work. So I thought it'd be an ideal time to use some of my fabric that I have from my, you know, the swatches that you get from the books, fabric books that, you know, sample books. And I have loads of them. And I just thought, she upholsters, you know. So I thought this would be a brilliant, brilliant way to be able to use some of my fabric. So I've used 3 different styles there, and it just gives the book, it's a triple pocket there, and obviously that has it was sewn, so before you put it in the signature, you sew lengthwise down twice, and that makes your pockets. So as we've got that side, then you've got another 3 the other side. These are I think this is, it's either, like I said, Artie Mays or Tsunami Rose. And what I did was, because it needed something on the other side, because you're seeing both sides, I just used some DSP and I stamped and just distressed. And look at that lovely little birdie. And this was indigo blue. And actually, I won this in a competition. So yay, so I got to use my gorgeous little birdie from that. Look, isn't it beautiful? So we've used that one, and I also used the butterfly and the flower in this one here. And then on that side, it's got the butterfly, which, you know, works from the other page as well and works with the blue. So, and I've just put some of that ruched seam binding on, yeah, get in there, the end there, and then here, these are like the mason jar. I won't undo it because I've done it up. It's got somewhere to write there, and then inside as well. So I've done blue on this side, and then these lovely pinks inside, just gorgeous. Pockets there. Now, I'm not happy with this. I wanted to do a belly band style pocket. It hasn't really worked for me, but I've sewn it in now, so there's not an awful lot I can do. I don't know. I really don't know what I can do to change that. I need to have a think about it. I'm not completely happy with it. Because it's quite loose and baggy and you can't really see what you put in there. But I think it's too late now. I've done it. So we'll have to see what comes of that. This is just grid paper and then just stenciled and a little bit of decoupage. And this just has some bits from the kit, one of the kits. And it's got like a little note. Note paper in here if I haven't stuck it in. Oh, come on. Oh no. Oh no, it's not stuck, I don't think. I think it's just not wanting to come out. Right, I will have to work that one out because it's going to cause me problems. So we will figure that one out. And then we have just some more paper, another one of her pieces of artwork there, and then I have this lovely book page pocket, which is just got some lace, some sort of satin underneath, some eyelash trim, a die cut rose, and then this was just a piece of ephemera that I had, so I've just made that into a very vintage pocket there. And then they got the centre and another one of her piece of artwork. This is a pocket here, and then this is just a printable for one of the kits and some doily. And look at this flamingo, because she really loves her flamingos. He's got quite a big bold page to himself or herself. And then we have a large gift tag there, or tag, and then a lovely flower with some eyelash trim and some lace under there. And then this has to be done. I've got to complete this one. And then this is obviously the other side of the triple pocket. Now I've done the tags and I've sewn these, and I've just done some coffee dyed paper and just some lace tabs on those, so they're already done and good to go. But I just need to find some more fabric or some DSP maybe to cover both of these sides. I need to do this page. This page I have done and I just loved it. It's just an envelope pocket, so this is just an envelope folded in half, then in half again, and then just some book page there, and it's from Tom Brown's. Then that goes with the kit, and I think it's just a, yeah, it's just a tuck spot and a tuck spot there. And then this is a tag that I made from one of my wallpaper samples, and some coffee dyed and some book page pockets. This is another bit of the kit, and when you undo this bow, it's just a little book there, and then that is actually attached as a, you can use that as a pocket like that. And then you just, I'm never going to be able to tie this back up again now, am I just knew it. You ought to be very lucky if I can get this back up again. And it looks so perfect as well. Bows do not like me. Oh dear goodness. Right, this is never going to look like I want it to, so I'm going to do this off camera because it might be awful to watch otherwise. Another one of her piece of artwork, and then some more of her artwork there. So this is a journal that I need to work on, and I will show you, do some process videos, and obviously we need to finish this one as well. So I hope you have enjoyed you know, having a look into what I've been up to, and enjoyed, you know, the journals. And like I said, this will be in my Etsy shop in the next sort of, well, couple of days to a week. But I will do a video when I'm finished it and do a complete flip through. But I hope you're all well. I've missed you all loads and loads and loads. And, you know, I will try and do what I can do. And fingers crossed that YouTube is working again. So love you all and speak to you all very, very soon. And take care. Bye-bye.